Yes.
I have started the recording and let's start the interview. Good luck. So,
Thank
Evan,
you.
first I will tell you the format. So, what we will have the format as you are already aware of that we will first go with the basic introduction of about yourself. Then we will have some basic data structures question for 5-10 minutes. And since you are fresher, I will be skipping the leadership question, right?
Okay.
Then we'll move it to the question part. So for now I am targeting one question around 40 minutes, right? But if
Okay.
you able to solve it quicker, then I also go with the second question also. But the level of the question is such that that's why I'm okay with the for one question complete proper in the 40 minutes. And then last 5-10 minutes we'll go with the detailed feedback where you can improve in your interview, what went well and what can be done better.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So
Sure.
let's start with the interview, Ivan. So can you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So I'm Ivan Kanatra, pursuing computer science in fourth year BTech from SG New York. I started my career in tech when I implemented a stack-based algorithm in embedded C to create an automated me-solving line follower bot, which has also participated in competition, one of the competition of TechFest IT Bombay. So that was my first application in tech. Then after that, I created two coding competition, namely Codiction and Codiction 2.2, which had over 700 people participating in it, and it was hosted on CodeShare platform. Then after that, I started participating in hackathons, and then I was the winner of National Coordinator Hackathon of 2021, in which I created an product recommendation system, which majorly was used to analyze and, according to the preferences of the user, select the best priority products which has to be delivered to the user. So top five products were being delivered to the user. So that was my first project. Then in another hackathon, we started brainstorming on the problem statement. And after the hackathon for over a month, we continued working on it and created MedDZ, which is an application that is used to connect the medicinal stores with the customers. So it was a direct connection, and through it, the customers were able to get the rare medicines. So it was implemented in the COVID times. Yeah, so it was one of our project. Then after this, I also have completed one internship in backend and hotware system, in which I created plugins for enterprises to connect with the shipping services. So after that, talking about my achievements, I have secured under top 500 rank in global coding challenge of Credit Suisse, and secured 641 rank in Kickstart 2021. Also, I secured 173 All India rank in Hashcode out in the same year itself. So yeah, this was a brief about me.
Okay, thanks for the information. Okay, so let's pretty much go with the your basic data structure second part of the interview. So Ivan, can you tell me, and also one more request, so could you be a little bit more louder, right? Okay, so can you tell me
Yeah,
what
sure.
yeah, what do you mean by stable sortings?
Stable sort. Okay. Okay. So whenever we are sorting an array of elements, we want that, and if we want that the equal elements should be at the same position before sorting and in the same position after sorting. So for this kind of implementation, we created the idea of stable and unstable algorithms, and we compare every algorithm according to this property.
So what all algorithms, sorting algorithms are stable and what all algorithms are unstable? Can you give couple of names?
Okay. Let me think about it.
Okay, what do you mean by does selection sorting is ordered or
Um,
unordered?
can I give the answer of that previous question? I
No,
was
no.
just thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah. We will go through the solutions. So,
Yeah.
what does does selection sort is a stable or unstable? How does selection sort works?
Okay.
What is the time
Hmm.
complexity of selection sort?
So like selection sort works such as it takes out the minimum element. It selects the minimum element and places that element at the first position. I think I don't remember exactly that it is a selection sort or not, but yeah, takes the minimum element, places it at the first position, and according to it, it picks up minimum element each time and places it at its correct position. So the time complexity of this algorithm is O of n square, like the worst case time complexity.
Is it a in place algorithm or it required space?
Is okay. It is an in-place algorithm because we just pick up an element, store it in a variable, and then move it to the first place. So there is no another array is not required, and it can be implemented in the constant
Correct.
space as well.
So it's a stable or unstable?
Okay. Okay. So let's suppose I have an array, and I have two elements placed. So I pick up the minimum element. Let's suppose it's from the starting I iterate, and if I pick up the first minimum element, I will move it to the first position, and the second minimum element will not be selected. So I think it is an stable algorithm. If we pick up the first minimum element, it will be stable.
Correct. Okay. So, can you tell me like the asymptotic notations which we have? Asymptotic notations.
Hmm. Okay. So asymptotic notations were basically the concept was arise when we wanted to implement algorithms, like we wanted to find out the time complexity of algorithms when there is a large amount of input. So for that we use asymptotic notations. Now we have three kind of notation. The first one is big O of n, then it's omega, then it's theta. So these three are the asymptotic notations.
What is omega? What does omega tells?
Okay. I'm a bit confused between omega and theta. So big O of notation gives us the worst case time complexity. One of the notation between omega and theta gives us the best case time complexity, and another gives the average case time complexity.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the approach of implementing a stack using a queue? So we don't have to code, just like let's say you want to implement a stack using a queue, how you will do it? Can you quickly tell me?
Okay.
This thought like very simple, like so what is a
Um,
stack? What is stack property?
So in stack, let's suppose we have a box, right? It is closed from the bottom, it is open from the bottom or from the top. So I place the numbers from the top, and it is first in first out. So it is last in first out. So the last element that I insert in the stack, it will be taken out from the stack from the top. So in whereas in the queue, if I put an element firstly, then it will be taken out from the queue
Correct.
from the last position.
Correct. Now if you need to implement the stack using a queue, what you needed?
Okay. I need a way so that I can take out the topmost element. Okay, so if I want to implement stack using queue, one of the ways is I put out I put all the elements in the in the queue first of all. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's suppose I put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then if I want to pop out an element, so what I will do, I will create another queue. I will create parallelly another queue, take all elements 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the 5 will be popped out. So it will be given as an answer, and this queue will be again swept to this
Correct.
position.
Yes, you're right.
And with this, we can implement the pop operation, and the
Correct.
push operation will be implemented
Correct, correct.
normally.
So using a two queue, we can do this operation. So they are generally
Mm.
pop heavy and push heavy with both ways. So what you have explained is generally a pop heavy. So
Okay,
yeah, but actually with the two queue we can do that. Can you
sure.
tell me what is the difference between static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism?
Okay. Mm. So polymorphism occurs when um, polymorphism means that a same function, let's suppose, is been implemented in multiple ways. So like I want to add two numbers. So I have two integers, I can add two integers. What if I want to add integer in a double? So for this, should I create a new method which says that it's an add integer or it's an add double? So if I don't want to do this, what I will do is create a polymorphic function which will say that if there is an different parameter, the different function will be executed but having the same name. So this is a polymorphism. Now talking about static and dynamic polymorphism. Static polymorphism occurs at the compile time, whereas dynamic polymorphism occurs in the runtime in Java, in
Okay,
C++.
and one, so there is one keyword which like you can say that it's an example of a static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know about. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
remember the
no
name.
problem. Okay, so yeah, that's so. Can you create an? So is it possible that can you call the base class method without creating an instance? Is it possible? So you have a base class, right? So you
Hmm.
also have a inherited child class also. So is it
The derived
possible
class.
to initiate a base to call a method of base class without even creating an object? Is it possible?
I'm a bit not clear with the question.
So
Can
let's
you
say
can
you
you?
have a base class and your base class
Hmm.
has certain methods. Method
Hmm.
1, method 2, method 3.
Okay.
Is it possible to call the method, let's say method 1, without even creating an object?
Of the base class.
Yeah.
Okay. I It's not possible to call any method of any class or any object without creating its instance. So like if I have a derived class and I'm calling in from derived class, I have to call the constructor of the base class, and the constructor will initialize everything. And after that, I can use the functions of the base class.
What if that class I can define as a static?
Okay.
In that case, I should be able to call the method, right? With the, because the static is not
Yeah.
tied up with
Mm.
the object. Okay.
Mm.
So let's move to the another part of the interview, the coding question. So Ivan, could you please share your screen and you can open the notepad. I will tell you the question. You can write it up, and then you can take your time to do the coding.
Sure. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Thank you. Could you please, yeah, little bit zoom? Yeah, yeah, thank you. Can you write the question? So the question is, let's say you are given an array. So just create an array and write the value 1 comma 10 comma 3, 1 comma 10 comma 3 comma 10 comma 2 comma 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and you are given one more variable f equals to 1, let's say f equals to 1, and one more variable, let's say b equals to 3. Okay, now what is this question is, so what does this array is, so this array is like 1 2 3 4 5, so there are 5 elements in an array, right? Correct. So you mean that these are the 5 flowers, and the number of values 1 10 3 10, it's like the number of days these flowers required to get you can say that to get blossom, right? So this many days a particular flower needed to get blossom, right? So let's say the flower third flower takes 3 days, right, to
Okay.
get the blossom, and the second flower takes 10 days to get the blossom, right?
Okay.
So now what you have to do is you have to make a bouquet, right? So you need to gift a bouquet. So how many bouquet you have to
Mm.
give? So here b equals to 3, so means you have to give 3 bouquet, right? And in a bouquet how
Okay.
many flower can be? So f equals to 1, so in each bouquet you can have one flower, right? So what you have to find out, right, the minimum number of days you have to wait so that you can create this 3 bouquet. So for example, in this case, can you write in the bottom like day 1? So in the day 1 what all flowers get bloom? So it is flower 1, so it would be, yeah, 1 would be get bloom, so 10 will know, so 3 will know 10, so only first flower will get bloom, right? So on day 2 what all flowers get bloom? So 1 is already get bloom, so 10 is still no, so only the last flower will get bloom, right? 1 and 5, right? So on day 3 what all flowers get bloom, right? So 1 comma so 1 3 and 5, 1 3 and 5, these 3 flowers get bloom by the day 3, right? So now if you see, I need to create a 3 bouquet, and each bouquet can have only one flower. So
Mm.
by the end of 3 days I can create 3 bouquet, right? In one book I can put the flower 1, in second bouquet I can put the flower 3, in third bouquet I can put the flower 5,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So what are the minimum number of days you have to wait? 3 days. Okay, and the flowers which you have to use in a bouquet, it should be adjacent, right? So what does
Okay.
that mean is, so let's take another example, let's say, or we can use the same example. So let's say in this case you can change the 10 to, let's say, 2, the second 10 you can change it to 2, and you can change f equals to 2, let's say f equals to 2, and b equals to, you can also change it to 2. Okay, so now for this example, on the day 1 what flowers what all flower will get bloom? Only 1. On day 2 what all flower will get bloom? 1 2 and 5, right? So here, till if you see that on the day 2 I can create one bouquet till now, right?
Mm.
Because a particular bouquet can have 2 flower. So
Hmm.
if you see, I can use adjacent flowers. So one and two I can put into the one
Hmm.
bouquet, right?
Okay, so like if I am having five flowers, so that all five flowers should be adjacent to each other,
So
like
yeah,
continuous
correct.
presence.
So when the all the flowers which you are putting in a bouquet, one particular bouquet, so that should be used adjacent one. So it should not be like 1 and 5 we can use. Even though in a bouquet I can put two flowers and I have two flowers bloom 1 and 5, so it cannot be used because they are not constant.
Okay.
Not adjacent, sorry.
Okay.
Right? So you got it, the constraint also. So it should be adjacent flowers, right?
Hmm.
Now what you have to find out is the minimum number of days you have to wait to
Hmm.
complete all the bouquet, to order
Okay.
this, yeah, to deliver this. So consider this is an order for you, right? So how many days you have to wait to deliver this order, this many bouquet?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm clear with the question.
You're clear, right? Any doubt in the question, please feel free to clarify one.
Yeah, okay, so let me try then, and if I
Yes,
have any doubt, then I
sure,
will ask you.
sure. Take your time now. So just a gentle reminder, it's 10:07, 11:07. I will, so it's, I will keep you reminding with the time. So yeah, so 40 minutes for this question starts.
Sure, sure. Okay, so just a minor doubt that I believe that any of the bouquet is not conflicting. Means that a flower, each flower should be different. In each flower should be present in only one bouquet only.
Correct. You are right.
Okay.
Each flower will
Okay.
be in one bouquet.
Okay. Okay.
Think from the brute force perspective, right? Go from brute
Yeah.
force.
So in brute force, I would say that I will for every day I will iterate on every day. In each day, I will find out all the like okay. So I want to find out a subarray which is of length d. So it which means that it will have okay 1 second. Yeah, I need to find out a subarray which is having f amount of numbers. So okay, so in each day, what I will need to do is find out number of possible subarrays that are created like this, which are having f amount of numbers. So I will iterate from day one, day two, day three, day four, day five. So let's suppose for day one, I have um, I am not able to create any bouquet. Okay.
I got your point, what you're trying to say. Each device you are trying to create as much sub arrays so that
Mhm.
it will equivalent to the bouquet.
Mhm.
The sub array size would be you are trying to keep of a flower, number of flowers required, and how many sub arrays,
Mhm.
the amount of bouquet. That's what
And
you're
so
trying to
like
say.
here the bouquet 1 comma 2 will be created and 5 is not present in any of the bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
And in the day 3 what I have is 1 comma 2 comma 3. uh, okay, 1 second. Third day as well I am only able to create
One.
uh, one bouquet only. So I will iterate each time, and whenever I found a bouquet from the start, let's suppose I have found a bouquet, that will be great. And if I have a break in between, where I am able to find out a bouquet. Let's suppose from three, I am not able to find out four. So that means that my I am not able to create the bouquet from three. So I will iterate from five and find out the new bouquet that can be created. So by this, I will iterate each day and find out the number of bouquets possible. If it is
No,
greater than
I
the
didn't
number
get
of
that
bouquets I
point.
require,
I did,
then
sorry,
it will be my answer.
sorry for interrupting, Ivan. I didn't get that point. So after three, how you will iterate from five?
Okay.
So
So
you have
after
an
three,
array. You have an array,
hmm,
and let's say you said that after three, one or two, okay, makes one bouquet sub array, and it can be
hmm,
used in bouquet one. Now
hmm,
you reach till three. So okay, so on day three, three will get bloom. Yes, it will get bloom.
hmm, hmm.
Now you will go to four. So now, so here, please help me understand here what you will do from this point. So
Okay, let me give you an example.
3, 5, 6, 7, 9. No,
Yeah.
what do you mean by 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10? What are these? These are the index of the flowers or the days required to bloom.
Uh, okay, okay, I'm clear with what you're saying. Yeah, these are the indexes of the flowers.
Okay.
So we want all the continuous indexes to be present in a bouquet. So here I will see that three is not having any adjacent bouquet available. One and two are already in a bouquet. Three is not in any bouquet. So I will stop iterating at three and I will create five as a first index. And I will start checking from five. So after five, I found out that six is available. So I will create another bouquet.
No, no.
And
Could you please help me understand from the above array? So this is like, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 19. It's not in sequence. So where is 4? So I am not able to get from here. So just take an array, complete array like we have, right? 1, 2, 3, 10, 2. In this case, how you will iterate from 3, how you directly goes to the 5, or like how you are skipping the variables. That logic I am interested in.
okay, 1 second.
So just a heads up, we are 15 minutes past,
Okay.
25 minutes more.
Hmm. Okay, so let me take this example. I have also three present here. So at day one, I will say that one is blossom, 2 is not person, 3 is not person, and
And F and B are we are keeping the same, right? Same example we are taking. F equals to 2, B equals to 2.
yes.
Okay.
So here I will say that 5 is not person.
Okay. Okay.
It is
So
in
this
day
is for
one.
day one. Totally agree.
Similarly, I have okay. So this is the scenario of day two.
Mm-hmm.
For day three, I have for day four, I have for day five, I have for day six, I will be having similar values. So for day one, I will check whether from the starting, I will check whether I am creating any array or not. So here, any subarray or not. So here, I will be able to create zero bouquets. Then on to day two, if I start creating, then the first value will be the first bouquet will be created here. So it will have value one. Then on the day three, two bouquets will be created here, and then after that I will go to three, and I will assume that this is the first flower of the bouquet, and then I will take the two elements, and I will see that 3 and 5 are though adjacent, but only one of them has blossom. So I am not able to take this array. Then I will go to 5 and check whether 5 and 2 are able to blossom or not, make any bouquet or not. So here also they are not able to create. So now I will take 2 and 3 as a first element and try to create a bouquet. So here I will be able to create two bouquets now.
And are you how you are creating this 100? So are you creating a separate space memory?
This is just for example
Okay.
to show how the
Okay.
brute force method will work.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
And okay, let me also think about any optimized solution as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. So what is the time complexity of this brute force approach, Ivan?
Okay. So time complexity will be number of elements into the maximum size of the maximum time taken to blossom for any flower. So I will have that amount of days. Uh, let's suppose 5 is taking most of the time. So the 5 I have to iterate for 5 days,
Hmm.
and then I have n elements available. So
Correct.
for traversing each time, it's n time complexity, and multiplying it with the maximum time to blossom, it will be n into
Correct.
m,
Correct.
which
Correct.
is the
Got it.
maximum time to blossom.
Yeah. So please try to see how we can make it a little bit more efficient.
Okay. Okay, so I think there is a recursive approach to this problem as well, where I can implement it recursively.
No. Okay. So you're sharing the approach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So recursively, I will try to first make a bouquet. Okay. So there are two things that I can do for the first flower. Either my first flower is present in my answer of bouquets, or my first flower is not present in the answer. So okay, okay. So let's suppose for the first example of first recursive example, I took two. I consider two elements first. So I imagine that one and two will blossom, and they one and two will be in one and two will become one of my one and two will become one of my bouquet. Then I will recursively find out what is the minimum time in 3, 5, 2, and 3 to create one bouquet. Since one bouquet I have created, I am recursively finding out in other elements whether I am able to create one bouquet with number of flowers required are two. So I will find out with these two conditions. I will find out what is the minimum time required to create um, minimum time required to create bouquet from the recursive value, and then I will find out the maximum value required in both.
How it's different from the brute force? Here
Mm,
what I can see is you just divided the array, let's say 1 comma 2, you will
mm,
so what I am getting is you are taking, so here the number of flowers is 2, that's why you are taking 2 to this thing. So currently you have
mm,
taken first 1 comma 2,
mm,
and the other 3 5 2 3, it's for the other part of the recursion. Now for 1 comma 2, what you will do is again, how many day 1 day 2, right? So I think that's the
mm.
same thing you want to find, like how many days you need to blossom this thing to get this adjacent, right? So it would be
Mm.
like day 1 day 2, how you, so that logic I'm trying to understand. After
Okay.
dividing, what you are going to do?
Okay. So first I have took one and two. I will say that if I took two elements, I will take out the maximum element, which is two. It means that this bouquet will be created in 2 days.
Okay, okay.
And from the recursive solution, I know that from this subarray, if I know that from this subarray, I need to create two bouquets. The f value is fixed, and I need to create two bouquets from the recursive solution. So what I can do is I can memorize this solution as well, so that from this part of the array, if I require two bouquets, then what will be I will save that value and use every time I ask for the same. So this recursive solution can also be converted into an memoized TP solution, which can be, I think, implemented with the help of 2D approach.
No, what about the, so let's say one, first you take 1 comma 2, then you
Hmm.
will take 2 comma 3, then 3 comma 5, 5 comma 2, then 2 comma 3, right? So all possible use combinations you have to take, right?
Hmm.
So, okay, so now in the second part, when you take 2 comma 3, then your another the other part of the recursion would be 5 comma 2 comma 3, then you have to take 3 comma 5.
Okay, so
So
let me see. Let me explain like this. First, I would take 1 comma 2. And at the place of 1, I can do this 1 comma 2 and divide it into 3, 5, 2 comma 3. And at the second place, I can skip 1 and start from 2 comma 3 and divide the array into 5 comma 2 comma 3. Similarly, I can skip 2 as well and start from 3 comma 5 and divide the array 2 comma 3. So here in this array, I want one. one bouquet to be created. In this array, I want one bouquet to be created. Similarly, here I want one bouquet to be created. So there are two values that I can store here. So if you want, I can um, write down the recursive solution to explain you more clearly.
Sure, sure. Go ahead. And what is the time complexity you have told for this approach?
For the recursive solution,
So please take care of edge cases like all the take all proper edge cases into your consideration and make sure that this recursive approach will work or not.
okay.
And from this, how you will find out the minimum number of days. So let's say you will take out a maximum from this. So here you got 2. So
Hmm.
from the next iteration you got, let's say, something 3, somewhere you got 2. How you
Hmm.
will find out, okay, what is the minimum now?
So in my initial, let's say from the left side of the subarray, I require two number of days. On the right of the side of the subarray, I require 3 days. So I need to create two. I need to create two bouquets. So for that, I will combine and find out the maximum time required to create any bouquet. So I want all the bouquets to be created. So the time will be the maximum amount of time to create any of the bouquet.
Okay, yeah, if you're confident, can you go for the coding? So we already are done with so we have around 15 minutes more.
Sure.
So
One
you
second.
can you can write the code on the notepad, then copy paste in your ID, and let's test for some of the solution inputs.
Sure as well. Sure.
So are you going to write it here in the notepad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a second. I'm writing the code.
Okay. What is the time complexity you set for this one? Recursive approach?
For recursive approach, time complexity would be. I'm not clear with the time complexity right now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I believe I have 10 to 15 minutes more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you can ignore the hash include. So we can directly start from the method.
Okay. Can I take right now variables if I have less time? Like I will be able to write down the code quickly.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Like,
I
so
can.
just assume that you are given an, so write one method. That
Mm,
method accept an input, let's say an array. Then
mm.
the number of the f and the b variable which we have discussed. So let's say the method receive all these three things. Yeah, you can start from here.
Mm. So I will be returning an recursive function. Um, Recursive function in which I will be passing on the array. I'll be passing on both the variables. I'll be taking the first index, which is initially 0, and then I will be taking the first index. I will say that whenever in my recursive function, if my bouquets are created, then I will return zero. And if my index is created, index is- so let's suppose I terminate the array before creating all the bouquets, then I will say that with this method I would not be able to create all the bouquets. Then for then I will iterate for all the next indexes. So currently I will take the index and this will store our answer. It will be currently storing the default value that if I skip this, if I skip taking this flower, what will happen is I will iterate to the next index and take the variables. And else what I can do is iterate for each of the elements in this array and find out the first k elements. So first b elements that will be um, the prefix region. Okay. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating a recursive function in which I say that each time I receive all the bouquets, right? If I'm able to create all the bouquets, then I will get the answer. And before that, if my index gets terminated, then it will return int max, which means that no solution is available for this. And for storing that, it is only if my answer exists, I will take it into the solution. Then I will return the answer. Like I will for every index I will iterate, and then I will find out the first B elements that will be giving me the maximum time. Like I created a subarray of um, F flowers. Yeah, it's F here. I created a subarray of F elements, and then I find out the maximum time required to blossom a flower here. Then for the recursive approach, from recursive answer, I find out the maximum solution for the same. I think I'm not clear with my explanation part. Can I try to implement it in a code?
Yeah, just you can copy paste it.
Okay. Where should I implement it?
Do you have a local in your system? Do you have any ID?
Um, Currently, I am on a different laptop, so
Okay, so it's okay. Actually, we are almost on time. It's 11:40, so that's
okay.
exactly our time also. So
Okay.
we can stop presenting also. Ivan.
Sure, no, sure.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much from my side. So let's go
Mhm.
with the. Shall we start with the feedback, Ivan?
Yeah, sure.
So before going your feedback, do you have any feedback for me? Like something can be improved.
Um, the only thing is that implementing the code in Notepad is really difficult.
Sorry.
Implementing the code in Notepad is a bit difficult.
Yeah, actually in real interview you have to write in pad only, word pad. So we
Mm.
should be working more comfortable with this.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Anything else like question clarity or something more thing you needed?
Yeah, the questions were clear,
Okay.
and I don't think there is an issue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Ivan, let's go with your feedback. Okay, so
Mm.
let's start with the first. Your tell me about yourself part, right? So
Mm.
there, if you see, right, I got little bit confused, right? So that is so I want you to little bit first make your about yourself little bit shorter. You told me about
Okay.
I'm not sure 4 5 projects you told me, but the
Okay.
major point which I was looking for in your project is what stack you used. That I couldn't clearly understand that.
Mm.
You were telling about me the project, but what exactly the project in one liner and what stack you use, that only I'm interested in, right?
Okay. Okay.
So that was pretty much not clear. So you have to little bit work on your about yourself, make it short
Okay.
and crispy, right? So
Okay.
generally how what should be telling about yourself, like okay, so about your projects which you have done. So if you have
Mm.
6 7 projects, I think we all 6 7 we don't have to tell. Take the
Mm.
most important one, right?
Okay.
Let's say 2 projects, right?
Mm.
Which covers the stack which you are very strong at,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So tell use the time, because about yourself is like 2 minutes. Interview will not wait for much time, right?
Okay.
So try that, use 2 minutes to give the important project only in one line.
Mm.
Okay, this is the project, what you are trying to solve in that project, right? What
Mm.
was your role? Three things: what is the project, what is your role, what stack you use. Simple,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
Don't, if you have 6 projects, let's avoid giving all the projects, right? Interval will
Sure.
somehow either will stop you in mid. Okay, let's go to the next part. So that is like try to make something short and crisp about yourself,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
If you want to cover the projects, again, cover only the important projects which has the stacks which you are in comfortable with, if it goes further into that level.
Sure.
Okay, so
Sure.
that is on one, on the about yourself. Second thing is, you told me something about internship, right? In
Hmm.
internship, again, a stack was missing. What stack you have worked? So you told me something about plugin. You plug
Hmm.
in with some other third party service provider, but
Hmm.
what stack you use, what is your responsibility, I don't know, right?
Okay. Okay.
So at that point, like, okay, in internship you work there, so this is the task, so plug in. Again, what is stack, what is your role in that, right?
Okay.
And what is your stack use?
Hmm.
Okay, so keep this in your about yourself. Now let's come to the DSA. So DSA, even I would say that you have to little bit work on it. Like, why? You know the
Hmm.
answer, but
Hmm.
you are very slow, right?
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
like, what happening is, take it as a positive, like something to improve. So, Ivan, what
Hmm.
happened is, I asked you some DSA question, very basic, right?
Hmm.
What is table algorithm, sorting algorithm, right?
Hmm.
You know the answer, you told me, but
Hmm.
you took your time, you waited. So in that time I thought, okay, this he doesn't know, might be. I was
Hmm.
also started to prepare the next question. Okay, what, I'll let me ask this. Then you give
Hmm.
the answer. Then I give
Hmm.
the next question. Then you again think very basic. So what I'm trying to say is that the basic DSA should be on tip,
Okay.
right? So otherwise I got a lot of time in my head that, okay, he doesn't know this question, but again you come
Hmm.
up with an answer after that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So if you see the
Okay.
video this again, when I will upload, if you see it
Hmm.
back, you will see lot of silence time in that,
Hmm.
and for the
Hmm.
basic one. So that I
Okay.
want you to improve. Like for the basic one, if you know, then
Hmm.
give the answer. So the basic DSA should be on tips. Okay,
Sure. Sure.
stable algorithm, these are the stable algorithm, these are the unstable algorithms, right? Time complexity, you
Hmm.
should be on tip. Polymorphism, you should be on tips, right? Okay, so currently on the DSA part, as of today interview, I feel
Hmm.
little bit that you are very less confident. You are very like, if you are thinking something and then you are speaking, so you are taking your own time, which
Hmm.
give me an impression that you are not very much confident, right? If you know the answer, so DSA should be on tip, right?
Hmm.
You should not wait that much thing for the very basic question. So today it give me an impression that you have very less confidence on the basic DSA question.
Okay.
And yeah, I have already covered that there is a lot of silence in the interview, right? So
Hmm.
lot of silence in the interview is not good,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that one thing you have to work on it, like how to keep the interviewer engaged, right? Even in the basic DSA there was a silence, so
Hmm.
that you need to work on it, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's say basic DSA question was how you will implement a stack versus queue, right?
Hmm.
Via queue. So
Hmm.
this is very very easy, right? You told me that by using 2 queue, right?
Hmm.
But see, interview is only for lasted for 45-50 minutes, but in this question itself, which is of 1 or 2 minute question, you took 5 minutes.
Okay.
This will
Okay.
harm you in your the coding part, right?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if you see the overall DSA question which I have asked, around 8 9 questions, so around
Hmm.
you have taken a lot more time, which could you have saved it,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And another point, you can see that I have another 4 5 more questions to ask, but I didn't ask because you already took lot of time in that. So it's
Okay.
a two perceptive negative. One is I wanted to ask more because it's very
Hmm.
base, but I couldn't ask because you were slow. Second
Hmm.
thing is you were taking more time, so I will take those time from the next the coding part. Somewhere I, so time is limited, right? So if you
Hmm.
taken more time here, I will somehow give less time to the next part,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So at least on the base you should be on tip, right? Asymptotic
Sure.
notion, like you told me about this thing, theta, omega, big O, but you are
Mm.
not sure, like, okay, omega is the best case one, theta is the
Mm.
your average, right? So
Mm.
these are very basic. If you see the data structure question, this is the first chapter,
Mm.
right? So even if you prepare the difficult questions, the DP and greedy and all those things, your base should be on tip,
Mm.
right? So
Okay.
based on this base DSA question, I would say that you are very less confident, and there was little bit preparation required, right?
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Again, OOPS concept should be on tip. So you told me about the static and dynamic polymorphism, but you should tell me about the overloading and overriding. Overloading concept, overriding concept. Overloading concept is the static polymorphism. Overriding is something called dynamic polymorphism,
Mm.
right? So if you see the OOPS concept, this is the very basic part,
Mm.
right? So basic OOPS, basic DSA, partially you know the answer. So for
Mm.
on them you have to make sure that it should be on tip.
Mm.
Partially you something is missing, so you need to prepare on that, right?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. So that is on the DSA part. Now comes to the
Mm.
coding part. Yeah. Also, one more thing in the DSA is like the base class can be created or not. Static concept, right?
Mm.
That was also missing.
Mm.
So I would
Mm.
definitely say that there is a lot of you can say that retouch, or again you have to go through little bit basics, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now let's come to the question. The first thing is there is a lack of discussion, Ivan.
Mm.
So you were thinking, but what I'm saying is think out loud, right? So
Mm.
if you see my the previous interview feedback also, I always say that think out loud
Mm.
is very very important. Like while you were thinking, right, I was checking my phone, I was checking what message has come, right? Why so? Because there was a silence. I know the answer of this question, right? That's why I've asked you,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Now you are thinking, if you are not keeping me engaged, what will I do, right? So so interviewer will do check his mails, check any his messages, right? So that should not be done. So you need to keep the
Mm.
interviewer engaged,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
What happened is, if you keep me engaged, right, I would have given you the hint. So brute force, one good thing is you come up with the correct brute force. You go with
Mm.
day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. Till what
Mm.
day you will go? Till the maximum day is present in an array, right?
Mm.
If you will,
Okay.
if you keep me engaged, right, I will give you an hint. Like, can't we use binary search here? Why 1, 2, 3, 4? So you know, right? Even before going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, binary search can like, okay, I will take. So now you have a low range. Day 1, maximum range
Mm.
is the number of highest day in an array.
Mm.
So you in the brute force you have correctly explained me day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and let's say
Mm.
maximum is 100. So binary search help us is like go to 50, then day 25, then go either that side or that side, right? So if you keep
Mm.
me engaged, then I
Mm.
would definitely have given the hint also. All interviewer want take the interview from the perspective of hiring, not rejecting, right? So I was fully prepared to give you an hint.
Mm.
Okay, if you ask me that, okay, some hint would be given if you keep me engaged, but since you
Mm.
didn't keep me engaged, right,
Mm.
there was no discussion, right? I was
Mm.
not connecting with you like where you were going initially, what you have done. So that's why I
Mm.
didn't give the hint. So take it as a this thing, like whenever whatever you are thinking in your mind, right? Okay,
Mm.
so try to just speak out loud. So this is one skill, I would say that thinking out loud is a skill. Whatever you are thinking, you are not expecting anything
Mm.
from my side. You are just thinking, okay, shall I use recursion? What happened in the recursion? I will take two. You are not expecting any input from my side, but you are thinking it loud. I am
Mm.
just listening, so I will be in par with you. Okay, where you are going, I can
Mm.
stop you there itself, like where you are going wrong.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Mm.
that is on one thing. So and another case is, I have given you a use case, you have didn't come up with the different use cases. So
Okay.
coming up with the different use cases is very very much important. So you should have taken some couple of more use cases if possible. What will happen if I use some days zero? What will all the are same numbers, right? Or
Mm.
any, let's say, any other possible use case. So you worked
Mm.
on only on that use case which I have given,
Okay.
right? So mostly
Mm.
you have to come up with different possible more 5 6 use cases and run
Mm.
on top of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
And another
Sure.
thing is the recursion approach which you have come up with, that is also, I don't think it's an efficient one, right? So before coming and writing the code, so even one more thing I want you to improve is, see, is it better than the brute force, right? And the time complexity also you are not clear in this. So you have to little bit more, you can say that, practice on the time complexity. Whatever approach you are suggesting, at least you should be able to tell the time complexity of that.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mm.
work
Mm.
on this one, Ivan. So
Sure.
there is lot of scope for improvement,
Mm.
right? And I
Mm.
tell you from like all those places I want for an so there is no harm going with the recursion approach. I am totally okay with that, right?
Mm.
But the if you see the small part which are missing, right, that make the overall thing goes into a position against you,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
If everything else finds, right, I I
Mm.
I'm not sure this problem can be solved by a recursion also. There can be different way. I know binary search approach, but definitely there could be a recursion approach. I cannot say, like, but if you are
Mm.
confident, then definitely there would be an approach also, right? But then
Mm.
you should be able to convince the interviewer that this is you. So you should. So today, if you see, you itself yourself said you are not able to explain to me, right?
Mm.
So you should be very very clear that you should be able to explain your thoughts and what time
Mm.
complexity, so that there are many time happens that where you will not get sufficient time to code, or where you didn't get time to run. But
Mm.
how you have explained to me, I will buy that. Okay, no no man, and Ivan is saying
Mm.
correctly, he explained me correctly, so this could be another approach,
Mm.
right? So all things comes out it right. Sometimes you are even wrong, your approach is wrong, but how you have expressed your thought that this will work, this is the time
Mm.
complexity is better,
Mm.
sometimes that also works out. How confident you are sharing your thought that how will this work or not,
Mm.
right? So that
Mm.
take as another input, that if you are sharing like any approach, so be confident that that recursion you should be able to convince me that this recursion work. But today
Mm.
you are not able to convince me, like you are not itself clear that how this recursion will work,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
this is the overall feedback I want you to improve, right? So there are
Mm.
small, not big thing, but small things which will help you in your placement demand.
Yeah, sure.
So your screen got freezed out, so I'm not able to. So it got stuck. Yeah, it's running.
Yeah, I think there is an internet connection issue.
Yeah,
Just give
but
me a second.
yeah, I hope you are able to get my voice clearly and my feedback properly, or should I have to
Yeah.
repeat? Okay. Okay, Ivan. I hope
Mm.
this will help you in
Mm.
your interview. So please work on this one, right?
Mm.
So there is a lot of gap I can see,
Mm.
and definitely you need some improvements at this point,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Take this as a positive feedback, like somewhere you now know where can be improved, right?
Mm.
So
Yes.
don't take it like why I'm saying a lot of feedbacks like which has to be improved, because
Mm.
it's only for your good only I'm saying. So
Mm.
no personal like
Yes.
I have to give so many things. So
Okay.
just take it as a positive, Ivan, right?
Mm.
And feel free to ping me once you think that you have improved here on these
Mm.
points. Feel free to
Mm.
ping me. I will take another session also, another mock also before your
Mm.
placement, right?
Sure.
So I don't have any problem in that. Just make sure
Sure.
that you work on this, right? And
Sure.
feel free to ping me that yes, Shreyansh, I have worked on this and I think I have improved on this part,
Mm.
right? I would be happy to take your mock too, man. No issues in that. I am totally okay with that.
Sure, I will convey you the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ivan. Good luck for your placements, and please
Okay.
take this as a positive feedback from my side.
Sure, sir.
Right. Okay, Ivan. Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
joining.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Yeah. Bye.
Um, Sir, can I discuss something with you now?
Yeah. Sure. Shall I stop the recording?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just a second.